This should work now. Come on! There we go. Alright. Alright, I think it just popped up. Come on! Oh, there's myself talking. Okay. Making sure this is working correctly here. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Got it working. Hey guys, so I thought I'd broadcast from my side channel this week. Just because, I don't know, I feel like it's just good to switch it up sometimes. So, broadcasted on Brie at the Disco this week. I have been trying to, you know, not think too much about Walking Dead stuff because, I don't want to say I'm over it, but like, I'm kind of almost over it. But there has been, obviously, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been some sort of like drama going on. The biggest thing is probably that that Scott Gimple is officially no longer showrunner of The Walking Dead. Angela Kang is, who used to be a writer, or still has been writing up until recently, I think. This season 7. I don't know if she wrote anything this season. But she has now been moved up to showrunner, but Scott Gimple has also been moved up to like someone overseeing everything, so don't know how serious that is. Some people think that they're just giving him that title to be polite, and he's really not gonna do that much, but you know, we don't know. And so this, because as far as I know, Angela has co-written or written some episodes that I've really liked. If I'm correct, some of them actually had some Carl stuff in them. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. But, because I'm pretty sure she co-wrote A, which was like the season finale of season 4. I think she co-wrote that, because I uploaded a clip from that episode where yeah, I was taken out of context a little bit, but where Rick was like, I want to keep Carl safe, that's all that matters, whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she co-wrote that episode. So, because I remember, let me just see. Walking Dead 416. Yep, written by Scott Gimple and Angela Kang. So, you know, she has written some episodes that have stood out to me in the past. So basically, so far with this, the change has kind of made me a little bit more optimistic for season 9, which has also just been renewed. Which I honestly wasn't even sure if it would be there for a while. I was like, ooh, dang, I wonder, what if it got canceled? Like, what if The Walking Dead just got canceled at the end of season 8 and nothing was wrapped up and they just canceled it? Anyway, but, yeah, so, sorry guys, I was a little tired today, so I'm waking myself up still here, even though it's like 5:21, I'm still like half here. So yeah, it has kind of made me a little bit more excited for season 9, just to see the kind of direction Angela will take it as showrunner. But it just, like to me, it still kind of feels like, you know, the damage is done kind of situation. You know, I saw the news that, you know, oh, Walking Dead has a new showrunner now, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, isn't that a little bit too little too late there, you know? It just makes me wonder if Angela had been showrunner this whole time. And we still don't really know what she's going to do. But I'm just interested in the idea of, if she had been showrunner this whole time, if she would have given Carl the development and screen time in future that he deserved. But now we'll never know. So it's a little annoying to think that you know, that this change happened now of all times. But, you know, what can you do? So seeing that the second half of season 8 has been done by Scott Gimple, I'm not excited for it. Like, I think I've told you that before. Like, I am not looking forward to 8B. I am not looking forward to tuning in on February 25th. I don't even want to, but I feel like I have to, which I hate, because out of respect for Carl, for Chandler, for my favorite character, I feel like I have to watch, and I hate that feeling. So I'm not, I think I decided on what I want to do, because I was kind of swearing off the show altogether, like trying to say I'm no longer going to watch, I'm no longer going to do reactions. And since season 8B was done by Scott Gimple, I feel like I just don't want to watch it. But knowing that season 9 is going in a different direction, possibly, with a new showrunner, it kind of makes me want to stick around and just get through the next 8 episodes and then move on to season 9. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know if I can take like 8 more episodes done by Scott Gimple right now. Like, I'm over that. So I think what I've decided to do is react to Carl's death, obviously, like his actual death, because how can I not, you know, watch that. But then after that, like, I really think I'm going to have to take a break. Like, just take a break from the rest of the season and then react to the finale. You know, I'll keep tabs on things that are happening. I'll watch it, but I'll probably only watch it on like some sketchy website or something, because I was very adamant on not contributing to the ratings for the second half of season 8. But, you know, I'll, you know, keep tabs on what's happening, because as people say, you know, when you put so much time into this thing, it's like you have to kind of see it through. So, you know, I'm gonna at least do it. I don't know if I want to react to it. I'm a little detached from this, you know, second half of season 8, and I don't want to, like I said, I'm not looking forward to it, so I don't think that will make good reaction videos, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be that into it, at least as far as I can anticipate. So I don't know. I just kind of, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I need to sort of take a break from it. I don't know, but I mean, we'll see. I think the biggest thing is to see the season 8B premiere, and see what sort of vibes I get from it. If I get, like, okay vibes from it, like, oh, maybe there's gonna be some way they can spin this, then maybe I'll keep reacting. But like, if they do something that just completely puts me off, like I don't even know, like, don't even really give Carl a proper death scene, like everything feels off again, like the writing feels weird, like all of this, then I'm just not gonna, like, I don't know. let's see. Sorry guys, I've just been talking. I haven't been reading anything. Um, I feel you so hard, can't handle this stuff. I don't think I'll stop watching. Just can't imagine the show without Carl. I was at this point with Glenn, but he wasn't even my favorite. Yeah, and I think I've said that before, like, Glenn was like my fourth favorite, like after Grimes family. My favorite, if I had to pick a fourth favorite character, it would be Glenn. So obviously I was really upset when he died, and I think my reaction to his death was so over the top because, number one, it was after the 6-month cliffhanger, so I had a lot of anxiety built up about it. And number two, I never really expected anyone from Grimes Fam 2.0 to die, so Glenn was my fourth favorite character, so I was just like, alright, like this is like it. Like that's just the one big death that I'm gonna experience as a fan, you know? And then this, and it's just kind of like, okay, like, I don't even know. And also Glenn, you know, Glenn's death happened, you know, it's a very iconic moment from the comics, so I think everyone was more apt to accept that. But this is just a little bit overkill. If you're gonna watch it, you may as well react to it. I know, but I mean, I know, like, and I feel, I'm not gonna lie, I would feel really, really, really weird watching The Walking Dead without recording my reaction in case something happens, you know, something actually really does happen and I don't get, you know, my reaction or however I feel about it initially on tape or whatever. That would feel weird because once I started doing reaction videos, I started getting really upset over the fact that, you know, the way I reacted to episodes before I started recording, it wasn't captured because I reacted pretty crazily to Carl losing his eye when Rick and Michonne got together, like, because you guys, like, I seriously react the way I react when there's not a camera on me, like that is how I react. So that's why I was like, I might as well start filming these because, you know, maybe some people will find them entertaining, because I started to like watching reaction videos. So I was like, maybe I should contribute to this. So because literally that's how I am. So I literally, when Carl lost his eye, I was jumping up and down. I was like screeching, but out of like happiness because I was hoping that they'd give him that big moment. And of course they never, you know, talked about how that developed his character at all, which was one of the things I was looking forward to because of it. But it was still, you know, Carl hardly gets big moments, so I was really excited that they were giving him that. So I was jumping up and down. I was screeching when Jesse's family was going out one by one. I was just screaming. And, you know, and then after I started recording my reaction videos, I was like, oh man, like, it's such a shame that I didn't start recording earlier. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like you know, missed opportunity of, you know, moments. Because I'm also, like, I do photography on the side, and that's such a big thing for me, capturing moments. So it's very, I think I might miss out on some stuff. But I don't know. Like, I figured maybe instead of doing react for the second half of the season, I should do maybe just like short discussion videos. Like, I'll watch the episode and then just post a video quickly talking about my thoughts on it and the direction, just as a bit of a change. Because, like I said, it is a lot of work to do reaction videos, and just because I know 8B is still run by Scott Gimple, I just don't like, you know, so I feel like that might be just an interesting change for the next, and it would only be for 6 episodes, so I'll post a reaction to the premiere Don't know if it'll be to the full episode or just isolating Carl's death again, but post a reaction to that, do short discussions for each episode, and then a reaction video to the finale. I feel like that's a good plan. Just because. Let's see. Let's see. Scroll back up. Like Carl got bit, walks around, and if he got bit, why wasn't he acting like he got bit? Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked into how much time actually passed from the bite to when he's, really on the verge of death there. In the sewers and everything, which I saw, because obviously I'm subscribed to a bunch of Walking Dead channels, and even if you just watch a few, a million will show up in your recommended. So I've been getting the notifications and just seeing, all the videos talking about the new photos from the premiere. And there was that one photo where it's Michonne carrying Carl, but it's still nighttime. So I'm like, I don't know where are they taking him? Like, where are they taking him to die? Like, all the houses got blown up or whatever. So it's like, where are they going? Like, where is Carl actually going to die? Like, if they better not have him die in the sewers, because that's just disrespectful. Because there is also a picture of him like lying down in the sewers with like a pillow and like a blanket or something, and I'm like, no, do not have Carl Grimes die in the freaking sewers. But yeah, so I forget my point. I was in the middle of a point. Oh God, I can't even remember now. Oh yeah, why wasn't he acting like he got bit? Yeah, so does anyone know how much time actually passed from the time he got his bite to when they find him in the sewer? Because he changed clothes. He's not in the same outfit, so has it been a day, maybe? I don't know. Because, I mean, I know it varies person. Does it vary person to person how long it takes them to die from the bite? Because some people die pretty quickly, do they not? And then other people die a little bit later, but I mean, feels like it might be a little long, a little longer than normal there. But yeah. A bunch of random things. Okay. Come February, Carl better have the send-off of a legend. Not cool that they diverged from the source content like this. Yeah, I mean, it's not even so much like diverging from the, diverging or diverting? Diverting? I'm a college graduate. No, yeah, it's not so much that they've changed, taken a different path than the comics, because they do stuff like that all the time, but it's just the way it was done. Of course, the character they chose, it all just feels a little wrong still. Don't know if I'm ever really accept it. And I know people are just like, get over it, but it's like, I'm not gonna get over this. Okay. But yeah, they better give him a good send-off, because I would not be surprised, because I think that's another thing. I think the way they treat his death has a lot to do with how I'll feel about the show moving forward, which is why I'm saying I have to at least see the 8B premiere and what sort of direction they want to go in before I can actually make up my mind, like make my, official decision of whether I'm going to keep reacting or just do reviews. So, yeah, because if they at least give him a really big send-off, make it, worth something and whatever, then maybe I'll reconsider, maybe. But I would not be surprised if we get a voiceover of Carl's letter, Carl reading a voiceover of his letter, and then bam, cut to Rick and Michonne mourning at Carl's grave or something. Like I just wonder, I would not be surprised if that's all we got. But at the same time, I feel I don't even know if I want like a big thing, because we know we're going to have to see probably Michonne, because in 610 they made that pact that they would put each other down, which isn't that great. So it'd probably be Michonne who will put him down if they decide to show that. And it's just like, it all just feels a little messed up to me. Like, the fact that, number one, they're stretching this death out to span, 2 blocks of the season there. So they're drawing this death out. The reveal and everything felt very lackluster for such a big, an important character. The way he was bit and the fact that he got bit is also just very lackluster for this character. And then the fact that they're stretching this out 2 months or whatever till February. And it's not like the 6-month cliffhanger after, Negan bashed the cameraman. It's not a cliffhanger like that where everyone, even though it's pretty morbid, because we're tuning in to see who dies, it still left us with actually something to be, have anxiety over, so it was like, oh, like, who's it gonna be? Like, we have to wait, in anticipation for 6 months to find out who it is. It's not even like that. Like, we know it's Carl that's dying. So AMC and whatever, they have us waiting around just to watch Carl die. Like, we know it's Carl. So that's not exciting. I'm not excited about the idea of waiting 2 months to watch Carl die. Definitely. Like, it's just really weird, and it's also a little gross because, like, why do they think we want to wait around excited to watch Rick Grimes' teenage son die and get shot in the head or stabbed in the head, and put down, and be buried? Like, why would they think anyone is going to be excited to see that? Like, it's just not fun. So, I don't know. Not that anyone dying is ever fun, but there's just a different feeling about going into this. Like, it's just not, like, it's just dark, man. It's dark. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, 701 was very, very dark. And, of course, Glenn was a father-to-be, so all of that is dark on its own. But this is just, like, next level dark to me. It's just sad. This is what happens when real life drama seeps into the writing. I know. Let's see. I missed a bunch of things again, guys. Sorry. I just start talking and I miss, like, everything. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I'm so bad at like, I just start rambling and I miss everything ever. Let's see. Can I ask your ethnicity? It's weird to say biracial now because to some people that means 50-50 and I'm like 70-30. But I still am I'm comprised of two races basically. They're just not in even percentages. So I am white and black. 70 white, 30 black. That's me. You should never stop the reaction videos. I love your reactions. I don't know if they're talking to me or this person that they added after. Be a critic of the show when you're reacting. It will be awesome because that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm kind of a cool idea, but it just takes a lot. And I just don't know if I'll have the energy to do like legit reaction videos for the second half of season 8. Like I just don't know if I'm gonna have it in me to do that. But we will see. Like I said, we'll see. Why can't she just stream from YouTube? Because doing it through YouNow is like easier. I've tried broadcasting just through YouTube, but you have to set up like another web streaming thing. I don't know, but like I'm already becoming an old fogey at 24 or something, and I don't even understand how to install it. So I'm like, this thing is easier. You just do it on YouNow, and it just simultaneously broadcasts to YouTube. So that's the way I'm doing it now. Other people get sick pretty fast. Carl was giving speeches and running. Yeah. Let's see. And of course, Carl was annoying. He was a kid, but we love him and need him. Yes, he was. He was literally how old when this whole thing started? People always gave him way too hard of a time. Some people won't turn into a zombie if they get bit, so Carl probably won't die. Not likely. Pretty sure he's dead, but it depends on where you get bit too. Yeah, when people get bit like on their neck or something, gone, obviously. I think the two biggest places are neck, like your chest and torso area. That's really it, really. And obviously your head. Anything like that, there's no hope for that. But like your ankle, your leg, your arm, whatever, like you can cut that off and try to deal with it. But you can't when it's right there on your waist. And I thought it was funny how someone posted that scene from It, the new It, where they're like riding around on their bikes, and Eddie was like, you can amputate like arms and legs and stuff, but how do you amputate a waist? How do you amputate a waist? Like, or whatever. And people were like, the Walking Dead fandom right now. Just, how do you amputate a waist? How do we do this? And then I had seen, oh, I don't have it on my phone anymore. Because I recently reset and restored my phone because I still have an iPhone 5S. So, and Apple totally, didn't they admit to slowing down their old phones because my phone was totally not working. Everything was glitching. Apps were closing every 2 seconds. It was terrible. So I decided to just wipe it entirely, restore it, and finally update to the newest iOS. And now my phone's working pretty wonderfully. moving at the speed of light. It's all great, but of course I lost everything that was in there. I mean, I backed up some of it, but I don't have it on my phone because I restored as new, and my background is Stranger Things, which is another thing I was interested in doing. Like, I wanted to maybe expand my channel and do other things than just The Walking Dead. You know, maybe discuss movies like I did with my Titanic video, just not as intense, you know, not like an hour-long video, but just, you know, maybe like movies, certain movie discussions, other TV shows. Maybe I'm not really into that many other TV shows, which is why like the only other TV show I'm like really obsessed with right now is Stranger Things, but that's on hiatus now until season 3, so I don't know what kind of content is available there, or that I could think of there. But just, I don't know, just the idea of like expanding the channel into other, like, you know, different territory than just The Walking Dead during 8B. And beyond, you know, and beyond. Let's see. Can't get over it. Who wants to see Rick like this again? Really annoying. Never had a series that I love so much be turned into something like this. Yeah, but that's the thing too. I don't think or know if they'll even make Rick be sad, annoying, broken Rick again, which is another reason why I'll feel a little weird about it, because if this was real life, like, I can't help but think that Rick wouldn't just say, if Carl's going to be on his deathbed and he's going to tell Rick to not kill everyone, but then we're still in the second half of All Out War, so I feel like obviously the second half is going to have a lot to do with fighting and, you know, actually going to war here. So is Rick just going to bury Carl and then be like, off to war? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is that going to happen? It just, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. If you have Rick get all angsty and want to fight and kill everyone, then that doesn't, like, he would be too distraught after his son dies to just get up and go do that, unless he's taking his anger out, but we've already seen that a few times already. Like, everything's just sort of getting redundant. But then if you have him, you know, honor his dead son's dying wish, which was to not kill everyone, that's a little annoying too, because why did they have to make that Carl story? Because we need to be working towards ending this whole Negan arc. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just really annoying that Negan is outliving Carl, because as many people love Negan, there are a lot of people that just are so over it. I mean, we're a season and a half into this Negan thing, and not even, though, if you count like the second half of season 6. Like, we were already getting to know of Negan and everything. So Negan has been in our consciousness since season 6, alright? We're gonna be going into season 9 soon. You know, season 9 was just renewed, and we've been with Negan, hearing about him and everything since season 6. It's like, it's gone on too long. Like, we need to just, like, you know, if we're gonna move on, you know, and keep changing from the comics, then kill Negan, move on to something else. Like, you know what I mean? It's time. And it's just a little annoying to think that Carl possibly died for the sake of keeping Negan around for a few more episodes, and then him possibly dying or whatever. And it's just like, really? Really? I don't even know. But, and then of course you have the whole thing with the Whisperers. How the heck, like, this is what I don't understand. Has it actually been confirmed if they're doing the Whisperers yet? I don't know. I saw some people say it was confirmed. Don't know if it is. But if it is, I don't know how that's going to keep the show, you know, keep the show as like must see TV or whatever, like it once was back in, you know, season 4, season 5 at its peak. You know, we will have just dealt with Negan and the Big Bad Saviors for how long now? Like I said, since season 6, and now we're just moving on to like a bigger, badder threat, like more stuff, and on top of that, these people wear walker skin. And it just seems like things can get too cartoony if you actually do follow the comics page for page or just as close as you can. And I feel like thinking through the eyes of a casual viewer, you know, people are already thinking it's been getting a little ridiculous from just the way Negan is as a character, his lines, the way he talks, the way everything's a big monologue, his dramatic leans, and like all this stuff. People are already kind of feeling like this doesn't feel real anymore, and like Negan doesn't really feel that scary. And so if you go from that to like these crazy people that wear walker skin, I just feel like people will just tune out. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel people will just be like, what is happening? Like, this is just too, like, this is too weird now. Like, this is what? Like, you know? So I feel like, depending on how they do it, it could also not go so well. So, I mean, we'll have to see. Get used to it, because he's taking over after they kill off Rick, apparently. Yeah! No, I don't. I saw that theory, too, that, like, they really want to make it be the Negan show. And I've said, like, I mean, if you look at the ratings, right after the season 7 premiere, boop. Like, it's just been steadily going down. And that was Negan's big arrival, and then it's just been steadily going down since then. So, because not only just because of Negan, but just the whole Negan story arc is very dark. It's very, you know, been drawn on for too long now. And also the writing has not been good during this arc. Like, it's just not been good. So just more people have just been tuning out. So it just makes no sense if they would suddenly be like, we're killing off Rick and now The Walking Dead is Negan's story. It's like, okay, clearly, you know, because of course I heard that Norman Reedus has also spoken out about it and said, like, if you're going to kill off the heart of the show, which is everyone from the first season, who's left? You know, what do you have? Like, why are people going to want to keep watching? And which is what I've said, you know, if you keep bringing in these new characters, it's not going to be the same. You know, people saying, oh, don't worry, like, Carl's stories will still happen. They'll just probably happen to Enid, or, you know, and Lydia will be gender swapped for a guy, and Enid will have the relationship, and you know, or they'll give some to Henry from the Kingdom, or they'll give some to Daryl, or like something, like, I don't know. And it's just like, okay, but why? Like, why do we want to see Carl's storylines play out with people that aren't Carl? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Because I feel like, you know, anything happening to Enid, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? It's not, I know she's been in here since, like, what, season 5, right? But it's still just, like, it's not the same. Like, it's just, let's see. There's a way they could have made the Negan story interesting, considering his character has such a long arc. The show is just not doing it right. Yeah, but that's why, I mean, I don't know. Carl could have left her in the closet for all I care. I know, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like Enid's just kind of there, and they're like, oh, well, it's not like Carl was the only teenager on the show. We have Enid. And it's like, okay, but it's not just about, like, having a teenager's perspective. Who cares who the teenager is? We just have, you know, there's still a teenager on the show. It's like, no, it was interesting at when Carl was the young person with the perspective, because he is in direct relation to the main protagonist, and we have watched him grow up from 9-10 years old to now. And, you know, it's just different. Where is it? They're talking like Morgan won't be back to The Walking Dead because he's making the transition to Fear. Yeah, and then again with that too, like Morgan was a season 1 character, like, you know, episode 1, and they're sending him off, so we're just like losing more and more people around the group, you know, and just more randos coming in out of nowhere, like, no. Do you even watch Fear the Walking Dead? It seems like no, which is legit. Oh, well, yeah, no, I don't. My mom does. But I just don't care about those characters. Like, I feel bad, but like, I just cannot get into like that show. Madison, like, isn't that believable to me? I don't know. There's just something about her. I'm not a fan. Nick is pretty cool, but I mean, and I kind of like Strand as well, but that's like it. Like there's not enough there really for me to get invested in, because I watched like the first season, a lot of the second season, parts of the third season, which I know people said is really good, but like I don't watch it to the point where I'm like, yeah, I watched that show. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a difference to me. There's like a difference between like popping in and out and then actually watching the show. Like, but I just know I don't really like the characters, so, season 6, one of the best seasons of The Walking Dead so far. Yeah, it's funny, because I don't know if it was just because season 6 was the first season I actually watched live, because I binged the whole series up until the end of season 5. And I think I've told you guys before, it was Noah's death scene that I was like, whoa, this is like for real right now. Like, I'd heard everyone talking about it, and my mom was talking about it because she watched the show before I did. And so for some reason that motivated me to binge the whole show. So this was how many years ago? When was season 6? Was that 2015 or 16? Yeah. So 2015 into 16. So so in 2015 is when I got into the show and binge watched the whole thing, and then finally was able to start watching live in season 6. So I don't know if watching season 6 like live for the first time added to my enjoyment of the season, but it definitely stood out to me as well as one of the better seasons, I think. But yeah. Trust me, if they give Carl's storyline to Daryl, I will be like an atomic bomb. I know. I remember I saw someone say that, like, they've kind of played Build-A-Bear with Daryl and just have given him a bunch of other people's development and just put it with Daryl, and it's like, really? Someone that doesn't even exist in the source material of the world? I don't know. Who do you ship on Stranger Things? Maleven. I know you said that you ship Byler so much, lol. But sorry, like I just I mean, I kind of can see why people do. Like, if anything, I can give you guys that Will definitely kind of reads as gay in a way. Like, they've written a lot of things in there which could definitely lead to that. You know, from the bullies calling him gay and everything, they don't call the other kids that, they only call him that, to like little things like, you know, Joyce saying that he drew a rainbow ship and all this, like, there's like a few little things sprinkled throughout where you're like, ooh, maybe they're like leaning towards that. But I don't think that, that, you know, Mike is ever gonna just up and leave 11 to be with Will. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as much as some people might want that to happen and might, you know, ship that, I'm being realistic here. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. And if they did do a love triangle of sorts, then it would be an unrequited thing. Will having a crush on Mike, but obviously Mike not liking him back that way. And then that's the extent, I believe, if they were to do anything like that, that would be to the extent it would go. You know, it's like a lot of the moments where everyone's like, oh, Mike and Will are so in love. I'm like, they're good friends, you know? And it's like, and Will has been going through a lot. Obviously, if you're like really close friends with someone, you're going to be upset and you're going to be crying when you think they're like going to die or something, you know? But come on, we got Maleven over here. We got Mike calling 11 every night for a year. We have them literally being Jack and Rose over here after knowing each other for only a week. You know, affecting the entire rest of their lives there. That reunion was just iconic. So yeah, I think they are here to stay. And then also, Lucas and Max, I think, is pretty cool as well. And because they're another interracial couple and it's the 80s and whatever, I think that's kind of cool. Especially how Max was more aggressive about it at the snowball, at least. That was kind of cool. Carl dying is so freaking wrong. He was supposed to imprison Negan. Yeah. That's another thing, like, those bits of the comics where Carl would go down to the basement or where the cell was and talk to Negan, like, every so often, and they built up this weird relationship, but Carl makes sure Negan knows he still always wants to kill him, or whatever. I think that's really interesting. I feel like Negan was almost at his most interesting when he was interacting with Carl. There was something about Carl that, like, brought out a human quality in Negan, or just, like, something else that, like, we don't see very often. And I always thought it was very riveting when they had scenes together, but now we'll never know and we won't get it, so... All of this is a mess, honestly. It makes no sense. Yeah. As much as he loved Carl, I think Rick accepted the fact that Carl could die. Yeah, but I mean, it still doesn't, like, change it for me. Like, I know that. Like, I know he said that, like, you know, we're fighting for something bigger now. Like, it's not just whatever, but I don't know. Bria just started to watch Stranger Things on only the first 3 episodes of season 1 so far. Well, I'm sorry if I accidentally just spoiled anything for you. But it's really good. Like, I'm, like, obsessed. And I have already watched the series all the way through, like, 3 times, and I just got into it after the premiere of season 2. I think I just started watching it in November, I believe. Yeah, so, like, it came out around Halloween. I started watching it, like, the second week of November. I finally just got around to it. And so I've watched the series 3 times, all the way through season 1 and 2, 3 times since November, like the second week of November. So, I really love it. I'm not looking forward to seeing Rick. He's kind of depressing to watch. I mean, now he needs to be depressed, but it's just depressing to watch for me. Yeah, but I still don't even know if they're going to really focus on him that bad. Rick is taking this better than I thought he would. I know, which is part of what makes me upset a little bit, because the people that were like, Carl was never that important of a character. If they just have Rick go on with his life as if nothing happened, which they feel like they very well might, then people will be justified. They'll be like, see, Carl didn't matter. Like no, Rick doesn't even care. Like, who cares? And it's just going to be like, I believe Michonne is pregnant due to her emotional breakdown. Well, it's not just pregnancy that causes intense emotions. I mean, come on. This is like her second son. She already lost her biological son. Now she's losing her adopted son. Like, it's too much for anyone. And even if she was pregnant, that's just one more baby that we'll have to deal with. I've already said that. We have, like, Maggie's baby, which is she ever even going to have the baby? Who knows? Like, come on. Her potential baby. Then we got Judith. Then we got Gracie. And then we're going to have another baby from Rick and Michonne. Like, no. Like I had said in my description of one of my videos, I don't know, that taking care of 4 babies, or 3, but potentially 4 babies in the zombie apocalypse and actually raising them into adulthood is, like, less realistic than Carl Grimes dying from a walker bite. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that is a lot of work to keep eye on babies growing up in a zombie apocalypse. Like, that's so easy for them to just run off and get eaten. Like, you know, it's just, think of how many years you have to go through to raise a baby. You have to go through birth, like the whole first 2 years they can't even really do anything themselves. Then they're around like 3, 4, they're a toddler, they can at least like start to walk. But then they're still, like, that's dangerous, then they're walking around. Then you have them into their childhood where, you know, they're going to start being, you know, fussy, whatever. They're still going to be a normal kid because at this point, the zombie apocalypse is really going to, you know, that's the only world they know. So they're probably still going to act like kids then because they're just going to readapt to this new world. So then you're going to have them as annoying kids or whatever. Then they have to go through all this other, you know, then tweenhood, then teenhood, whatever. And then they'll be old enough to, like, actually be a true part of the group. And it's like, you know how much time that's going to take? Like, do you really expect for them to really successfully raise, like, 3, potentially 4 babies through all that? Like, it takes a long time. And no matter what, I feel like we're not even going to get to see that development. I feel like there's going to be a giant time jump, and then you'll just feel cheated out of whatever, when we already had a person we developed for 8 years. Where my water faces. Yeah, ignore the automated comments that YouNow keeps sending. Like, they send the comments that say, "Hi, I'm broadcasting from YouNow and I can't see your messages." I purposely make sure I have YouTube open and YouNow open so I can read both. Let's see. What name do you go by? Brittany. My name is Brittany. I made this side channel when I was 13 or something. What year did I create it? I was definitely still in middle school. Must have been. When I... Okay. What was I just doing? Okay, my channel. I was definitely in middle school still. So let me go to my about. Yeah, I joined in June of 2007. So I had just turned, oh, literally I joined the day after my 14th birthday, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Just, I'm terrible at math, so I was just double checking there. Yeah, so I was 14 when I created this channel, just fresh out of being 13. And obviously, it's a play on the band Panic at the Disco, who have been one of my favorite bands since I was 11, 12, since 2005. So, and by the way, I do have tattoos for my favorite bands. Don't know if you guys have ever noticed these in my videos, but um, just for the bands I listened to constantly growing up, I feel like they shaped a large part of my soul. So I decided to get tattoos for them. That's Green Day for the American Idiot record, Fall Out Boy, FOB, and exclamation point for Panic. Um, I'm not as into Panic's newer music. Like, Panic at the Disco kind of died for me in 2009 when they had their initial split and whatever. Those are like, their first two albums are really like all that really matters to me, and had the big effect on my life. But yeah, so obviously, so I made this channel when I was 13, 14 as a, you know, using a Panic at the Disco play on words name thing, which everyone was doing back then. Like, everyone's name on MySpace was their name at the disco. So I did the same thing, except I made it Brie at the disco, even though no one calls me Brie. No one ever called me Brie then. No one calls me Brie now. I was just in this mood where I was like, I'm gonna give myself a nickname. I don't want to just be called Brit. Like, that's boring. Like, Brit. Okay, whatever. No. I want to have, like, a cool nickname that, like, people wouldn't necessarily expect to be a nickname for Britney. I'm gonna be Brie. Like, you know? And, like, I tried making that be a thing. It never became a thing. Like, no one ever called me that. But now I'm stuck with the channel name Brie at the Disco, even though that is not my name, really. So no matter what, I'm stuck with a Panic at the Disco reference and a nickname that is not even my nickname. So that's the story of my side channel's origins, but whatever. So yeah. But I feel like there's like a beauty in that. Like, there's a beauty in the fact that it's just kind of a ridiculous username, but there's a beauty in the fact that I created that when I was 14 and it was a moment, and now I'm stuck with it forever, but that was it. So I feel like there you go. Let's see. You know, Brittany, you look like Wonder Woman. That's a very high compliment. So thanks. Let's see. I think it's funny too, because I was so set on everyone calling me Brie that, you know, and it never happened. But I made that be my name everywhere, like my MySpace name. I made it be Brie, exclamation point, at the disco. I made, like, I would write it on things at school. Like, I was really trying to make Brie happen, and it was not happening. Because usually, like, nicknames only work if, like, other people give you them, sort of. You know? I feel like that's a good thing to say. If you try to give yourself a nickname, it's just not gonna stick. So I literally, let me try to find this picture. I know I have it. It's in like I have a thing called like throwbacks or something. Come on. What the heck? I have a picture of me at school back in the day, back in 06, whatever. And I wrote like Brie on the wall because on the chalkboard, and I had someone take a picture of me like pointing to the name Brie above my head. No one calls me it. And then I also have another picture of me holding a sign that says, Brie at the disco, she loves Green Day more than you. And I'm like, it's true. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. But yeah. I don't know why nothing is loading past 2010 on my phone, but that's really annoying. I like Brittany cosplaying Rosita. Thank you. Actually have her hat right here. Hey, which I actually, distressed and everything myself. Tried to cut some of the same holes and stuff into it, as well as put some dirt and, whatnot. But yeah, it's her screen accurate hat. And do I still have these here? Oh yeah, I have like a lot of the stuff on my desk here. And her gloves, screen accurate gloves. Yeah, that was a fun cosplay, getting everything together. WTF is Panic at the Disco. A band, y'all. Well, it's really just one guy now, but, that's why I think it's kind of funny, though, because, like, those of you who have found me just through this side channel have been calling me Brie in the comments and stuff, and it's so funny because I was trying to make that nickname happen so bad when I was 13, 14, and it never happened, and now I'm, like, 24, and you guys are calling me Brie, like, so long after the fact. It's just kind of funny, but, yeah. It also feels like kind of cringe though, because I'm like, ooh, it's like not my name. So yeah, you can call me Brittany or Brit, whatevs. But Brie is kind of it's kind of annoying, but I'm stuck with it. Do you really think things will change under Angela? I'm with the time jump, so I guess it could be a refresher, but I'm doubtful. Yeah, I really, I don't know how much different it's going to be, because Angela had co-written episodes with Scott, and so they might be on the same page with a lot of things. Who knows? I mean, we don't really know how much different it's actually going to be, but it is a little exciting thinking about the fact that there is a new showrunner, so I'm more optimistic about season 9 now than I was, if that's for sure. So yeah. Scrolling up here. I'm freaking out over the fact that she's talking about The Walking Dead and Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and Titanic in the same hour. I'm wearing a replica sweatshirt from season 2, episode 1, the purple sweatshirt. Of which show? Of Stranger Things? Or was there a purple sweatshirt in season 2 of The Walking Dead? I don't know. Purple sweatshirt, Stranger Things. Oh! Dustin's? Is it Dustin's, like, dinosaur sweatshirt or something? That's cool. I don't know if that is actually it, though. I just typed in Stranger Things purple sweatshirt. Yeah, I think that is that. I know I really want to get one of the sweatshirts. I think it's on like Amazon or something that says Hawkins Middle AV Club 1983 or 1984, whichever one they have up there. I would really like a shirt like that. And I also have my season 2 poster on my wall right above here. as I have said, I am season 2 trash. I love season 2. I love where they went with it, all the relationships and everything. Da, 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 da. Do you like Jopper or Joyce and Bob? Well, I don't want to say any spoilers, but obviously, so I definitely like the idea of Joyce and Hopper being together, because if they were, then Eleven and Will would be like step siblings, kind of whatever. And that might be cool, because I've heard that Millie and Noah are really good friends in real life, so that might be kind of cool to see on screen. I don't know, but that could be cool. I'm not trying to be rude, Brittany, but you talk way too much. It's a live chat! Chat is in the title. I'm chatting. I'm talking to you guys. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here in silence and just read your comments and just not say anything? Anyway, guys. Sorry, just going up here. Okay, I think I've read them all. See, I could be doing this for the entire stream, just scrolling and reading. I know, you know, Panic at the Disco has a music video with Noah, aka Will Byers. Yes, and I think that's funny too, because all the comments say, is this another one of your episodes, Will? Because he's basically like being possessed by Brendan or whatever, and they're like, is he having another episode? Which is kind of perfect. But the poor kid, he's always simulating seizures. And to think Rosita was the nerdy girl with the glasses in the Twilight films. Funny, I know her as Susie Crabgrass from Ned's Declassified, and she was like the popular girl that Ned had a crush on. That's who I've always known Christian Serratos as. So when I started watching The Walking Dead and I saw her, I was like, it's Susie Crabgrass! Like, that's like all she was to me for so long. But now she's been on The Walking Dead for so long, now I see her as Rosita. But for the longest time, all I could see her as was Susie. Anyway. Okay, guys, I usually only do these things for an hour, and I know the time is up when I start having a sore throat, because I do keep conversation going here. Anyway, so yeah, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up now. Gotta eat some dinner, do my thing, and yeah, so it was great talking to you guys. I might broadcast on this side channel more often, don't know, but I just figured there were some things to talk about in the Walking Dead world, I guess. So thank you guys for watching, and I normally broadcast from my main channel, which is just Brittany Butler. That's where I usually do these from, and I sing and do stuff like that. So yeah, and I do them every Sunday. Try to start around 4:30, but sometimes, depending on what's going on in my life, it'll be later, but I try to do it between 4 and 6 on Sundays. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.